All this stuff behind me is stuff that it reminds me of multiple things. I've always loved Star Wars. I remember as a little kid, like, I don't remember the first movie I went to. I was a baby, but my parents took me, right? There was probably somebody in the theater like mad because I'm there crying or something, right? And so I ruined somebody's Star Wars experience in 1978 or whatever. I'm sorry. I grew up in the time where everybody I knew was poor. We were poor. I didn't know we were poor. I didn't know what money was, right? Like, we had food and we had love and we had everything we needed. But like, I remember at one point, like, we lived in a house where like our only heat was a stove. And we had kerosene lanterns all over because the electricity went out all the time, and like, so that was our light a lot of nights, right? And I wouldn't have it any other way. I was loved and I was cared for, and I, it was amazing. But like, you got a Christmas present, you got a birthday present. You didn't, like, it wasn't like you went to the store and you had 852 toys, right? That's just it wasn't that way. And so these are a lot of toys that I wanted when I was a kid, and my parents did everything for me. They would go without new shoes for years to give to us. So I don't want it to come across wrong. But this is stuff that I couldn't afford when I was a kid, and it reminds me of that. It reminds me of where I came from. But this is stuff that I couldn't afford when I was a kid, and it reminds me of that. It reminds me of where I came from. And the second thing it does is like I said, I've always loved Star Wars. But I was that guy when I was younger. I liked Star Wars, but I didn't want to be like that nerdy Star Wars guy that people would like judge. And now I'm just like, I don't really care, right? Like, it reminds me that I do care a little bit, because everybody that tells you that is, you can't say, oh, I don't have fear. That's not true. You can't say I don't care. That's not true. But I care a whole lot less. And I care more about focusing, instead of on what people think, focusing laser focus on who am I and what do I like, and doing those things.